Okay, what we have here is we have the aileron parts for the Super Starduster, and it was designed in CAD and cut out with a homemade laser system. Just going to show you how quickly an aileron can be built if it's designed properly and cut accurately. So what we do is, this is our crutch for the aileron. These are diagonal braces. Everything is indexed to slide together. Everything slides together in pieces. Everything is tabbed together so that when you do build it, it will go together straight and accurate. So we just these had to be sanded, but everything was just taken out of all the parts were just taken out of the wood, and I just laid them on the workbench here. So the first thing I do is, you have to think of how it has to go together. So these parts have to slide in first, then these parts have to slide in, the ribs have to slide in. All the ribs will slide in place. This is the items you have to think about when you're actually doing the design, how you're going to assemble it. Once again, this is for the top wing of the Super Starduster, SA101. So now what we do is, now we flip it over. This is more or less we can call it a spar, but if you notice, has a whole bunch of lightning holes, and these notches here correspond to the notches in the ribs, so they will slide down and interlock. Once we get them all in place, basically just doing this video, it's to show you how quickly items can go together if they're cut correctly and accurately. To do something like this by hand, you could do it like old school, cut it and sand it. It would take hours and hours and hours and hours of work. The design for this, I probably have to design the aileron maybe 4 hours of design and CAD work. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes to cut all the parts. The laser does not cut very fast. It cuts very, very slow. It's what's called the diode laser. It doesn't have the power of a CO2 laser. Once we get all these slid down into place, they fit pretty snug, because when the laser cuts it, it can't compensate for the angle that these have to be at. If this was the lower wing, everything is built perpendicular to each other. This has a 6-degree angle to it because of the sweep of the wing. So they're all pushed down into place. Once they're pushed down against the rib, now we can slide the rest of this into place, and it will lock in with these tabs right here. It's hard to see, but there's tabs on the front that will lock into these holes. If anything, this is the fun part about doing the design of one of these, of this type of a construction. It's like, basically, you're designing a 3D puzzle. All the parts have to fit together exactly. And if it's designed correctly, and all your engineering is done correctly, and your drawing is done correctly, everything will slide together. So, we're getting close to getting it finished up. That one has to go on the end, like that. Once again, there's tabs that lock everything together, and if all the parts are pressed up against each other, they will self-align. That piece is not all the way up in. Once again, these pieces of wood are right out of the shuck they were in. So I didn't sand these, didn't do anything at all. Just basically pull all the parts out and assemble them. Okay, so your basic aileron structure will be complete shortly. Once again, even the small parts have interlocking pieces. That goes in there. That will lock onto that little piece there, like that. Okay, your basic frame is complete. Now, these small tabs, 2 tabs go together. They go in, slide in here, and overlap onto a piece of the frame back here. Hopefully they'll go together good. They have in the past. There we go. That goes like that. We have one more that resides in here, in this location. Same thing over here on this side. Like that. Now I basically take some thin CA. I'll take thin CA, go through, put some weight on it. As you can see, it's sitting at almost perfect on the workbench. So now what I will do is show you how it fits into the wing. First, we'll do something real quick, because I know it'll work. We're going to put some thin CA to hold some of the parts together. If I don't glue my finger together, we'll be okay. Okay. That's done. That one has to fit in there like that. Okay. Small amount of CA there to hold that tip together. Use a little bit of all types of CA. I just don't use one type. I use thin, thick, and medium. Okay. So, basically, the aileron is now complete. Needs to be glued. There will be sheeting that'll go on this. There will be leading edge sheeting. I'm not sheeting it. It's going to be G10 fiberglass, which is very, very thin, 5 thousandths thick, that will wrap around here. And there'll be leading edge sheeting. I should do another video for that. But that's basically the framed aileron. That's how quick you can build an aileron if you do it correctly. And the way it sits in the wing, here's the wing. The aileron basically slide in. Once again, if it is designed correctly, the holes that are in for the hinge pins are already into these will get bushed with a brass bushing and then a nylon bushing for the hinge pin. But they're all designed to slide right together. And that is it.